Hello, Katy Perry. How are you today?
Feeling like a firework at the moment. A bit like Brisbane. I had the Roar because I was a dark horse.
I was gonna say, how many are we gonna try?
Don't know, but Logan Morris lived out his teenage dream yesterday, and he's still technically a teenager.
I thought you were gonna say he was hot and then cold when he got out of that spa.
I don't think it was from the spa. I think it was from the shakes from being up all night.
That too.
Yeah, well, this year Brisbane aren't going to Vegas. They're going to California for the girls there. I don't know. Daisy Dukes Fagans on top.
Oh, gee.
It works because he's number one. He's Fagan, number on top.
I'm top. Yeah, no, I got it. So basically, what you've learned so far is that the Lions won the grand final and Katy Perry was there.
That's really all we needed to do.
If anyone is watching this right now that doesn't know those two things, I'm questioning how you've clicked on this video or this episode on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. Like, what led you to the point of just clicking this out of nowhere kind of thing?
Maybe it was just the stupid, sexy thumbnail that I create.
They are always very, very stupid sexy.
Or maybe they saw that little 10-second snippet you get from watching a video and they were like, wow, that boy is stupid sexy.
On my camera, you're pointing at you, so
Well, that's all the validation I need.
I win.
Happy to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do it, I guess. And then we can do the podcast.
Smashing glass.
That's a play of the game. That is the play of the game. The impossible angle. And he puts it through. Importantly. Danger. Butler. Get around him. Get around him. Edge of the seat.
Welcome to episode 64. Jared Thomas, Glass Table, Grand Final Review. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling tired today. Obviously, grand final day is very exciting. Hence, obviously, the aftermath of everything. I had to work this morning. The actual day itself, I think it probably is okay that the game wasn't that good because it meant that the day was pretty not boring, but the actual game was boring. So I didn't feel like nervous. I wasn't like drinking out of nerves. I was just like, oh, okay. So it kind of made the day. The day was fun as a whole, but yeah, the actual game itself was shit once again. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that statement. But, there was some drinking involved. It was an okay game for a quarter.
Yeah,
And very, very tired. It wasn't a late night, just
big
a,
day.
just a big day, long day. And yeah, here we are. I sleep. Just Saturday nights and sleep with me.
No.
Just don't work. And it sucks. Hey, it's the name of the game, you know. I think Brody Grundy were having a few sleepless nights with Darcy Ford as his sleep paralysis demon.
He's going to be seeing that man in his nightmares forever. Brody Grundy, the man that could not buy a premiership flag, has just been beaten to it by the man, Darcy Fort. And it's very, very funny. Not even that I don't, oh, I guess I don't hate Brody Grundy at all. I just think it's very funny that Darcy Fort is a premiership player. There's one every year. We all know it was Billy Frampton last year. The Darcy Fort, the whole thing around it is very, very funny, and I love that Oscar McInerney was loving it as well.
Yeah, you do mention, we obviously talked about it last week, but now that it's actually happened, can you think of any others? Like Darcy Fort, I think Nathan Vardy was
Yeah, Nathan Vardy was a
a
replacement ruck.
West Coast replacement,
Back
right? Obviously, we had
Daniel
Billy
Venables.
Frampton,
Daniel Venables was the same year with that West Coast one as well. I don't think he would have been in the team if Gaff was playing. Back a
Marlon
few
Pickett,
years
obviously.
ago. Yeah, a few years ago, or 2013, Jonathan Simkin was the sub. And he was only playing because he had an absolute blinder in the Box Hill in the grand final the week before in the VFL. He played like unreal, like 38 touches, got the norm for the Box Hill sort of thing, and then they were like, "Fuck it, you're our sub," and he played like a quarter, which is great. There's a few of those that you just see throughout time. Where you're like, "Fuck it, how are you a premiership player?"
Yeah, obscure premiership players. Like we
Mm,
get to obscure players, and then you get to like obscure finals players,
yeah,
and then you just get to that list of obscure premiership players. And Darcy Fort thrown in there,
right up there.
so been interesting to know what other people have.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that could be the question
Well,
already.
I've just found the clip that we're going to
Content.
do this week, so
Content. That's how we do it.
look at us just finishing early.
Flying. I was gonna say we've been going for what 5 minutes and we're already fucking getting through clips and content. We're moving. This is going good pace.
I don't have to go searching. I've timestamped this.
Yeah, write that one down in the book. Thank you very much.
It's also very funny the fact that the brag of the whole clip segment that we have is longer than the actual clip will be as well. We're so happy with ourselves.
Everyone else just needs to know the behind the scenes work that we put in.
Did you, obviously, Brisbane are grand final winners, premiership players, premiers of 2024, 20-year redemption arc is very intriguing. Obviously having that say there, but the premiership players, premiership team, Chris Fagan. We're not going to talk too much about it because I'm sure everyone's sitting here right now going, "Oh, another podcast talking about the game and how it happened." All I'll say is I was cheering on 120 so badly in that later stage of the third quarter. I didn't get it. So the satisfying scoregami as well, 120 to 60 in
Oh,
this game. Very fucking pleasing.
I'll tell you what, right? We had this conversation via text message as the game pretty much started, right? The aesthetic that we were talking about last week didn't quite come off the way we were looking. I think
Yeah,
Maroon doesn't quite look that good in crowds. Like it doesn't quite kind of
it
match.
looks good with like a lighter color.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
So
a
it doesn't
white
quite
for
look
the
good with the
Cats.
red kind of thing. However, so that might not have been aesthetically pleasing. However, the score line where the Lions exactly doubled their goals, doubled their points, and then doubled their points total as a whole, and it was a scoregami, and it was 120 flat to 60 flat. Just like could not
That's
have been better.
footy nerds got their sock out for that
Yeah,
one. Like
that was like fucking look at
yeah,
that.
that was.
Get your special sock nerds. Look at this fucking scoreline.
Have I got something to show you?
It was fucking good. But yeah, I think I saw at one point when it got out to, yeah, like when it was 60 odd in like the third quarter, I could see all the 120 tweets start coming in and I was like, somebody get there.
See, I didn't.
Paddy Carlisle did
Yeah,
it
I
like,
think they just
get the
copied me.
120. Yeah, probably.
Just, I swear, I am the instilled like top of the range, and everyone's just gone, "Oh, well, it's done it."
Oh,
So
120,
bang,
that's
bang,
pretty
bang,
good.
bang.
Exactly right.
I didn't have a lot to say during yesterday's game, but there was one valuable thing I was going to contribute. Is
I
my
need
yearly
120.
cheering over the record-breaking. Geelong had the opportunity a couple of years ago
Yep.
against Sydney. Very funny, but yeah, Sydney lost another grand final, which is they're almost becoming the grand final. I don't know, like hacky sack.
Yeah, this is the thing that no one was really talking about before the game actually started. And now everyone seems to be talking about it, is that before this game, obviously Sydney were 0-3 in their last three, so lost three on the trot. Longmire obviously had one, like, won the first one in 2012, like, they scraped past Auckland, and then since then they obviously got comprehensively beaten by Hawthorn, and they lost to the Dogs, got absolutely smacked again by the Cats, and then smacked again today. Their last two grand finals, I think, is 141 points combined, which is just
Yeah,
it's a lot of points. And yeah, they're kind of falling into this category now, and like. I suppose it's different circumstances. 2022. I think 2022 they weren't expected to win it. Obviously, this year they were, and I think that's what makes this probably more like more annoying, like more of a choke than anything else. Because last time it was like, okay, you shouldn't have lost by that much, but you weren't expected to win. This time it was like you guys were good all year, were winning all year, and then you got it. We went out there and just got fucking smashed straight away. And then yeah, like you said, it's now four in a row. One of my mates is part of the Sydney Cheer squad when they go to Melbourne, when they do the Melbourne games, and he's been to four grand finals. Didn't go to 2012, but went to 14, 16, 22, and now 24. And I'm like, sorry. That sucks. Like,
Is it interesting that since 2014 they've done it like every second year,
yeah, it's always an
and
even,
it's 8 years after the first
yeah,
one?
always an even number. Like
2014 to 2022, 2016 to 2024.
interesting. They talk about the aesthetics scoreline that we had before as well. This is numbers all around. We are.
Absolutely diving into the numbers. Speaking of the numbers, obviously there was 22 blokes that went up and got a premiership medal,
Yes.
and all got to see Oz kickers and everything of the sort. But there was one bloke that didn't get a premiership medal, but was probably the MVP of the whole presentation. There was a bloke giving out the caps and the stuff for the players to give it out to the Oz kickers, and he was screaming, "Make sure they shake their hands." Because they're Oz kickers. You're making their day.
Yes.
One kid yelled out, "You're my hero," and that was
That
like
was oh,
beautiful.
I think it was to Dunkley. Oh man, I was like, that is just
And you'd think as well, like certain players have kids, so you'd think they'd actually go that extra mile. I'm not saying Charlie Cameron's bad or anything, but brother,
come on, man. There was, I think, looking back, if you watch back the footage, I think Charlie Cameron's the only guy that doesn't get directly spoken to say shake the hands. Like the way because like the way it worked was every time the player would grab a cap, that guy would literally pull him in and was like fucking shake their hands kind of thing. But the time when he gave it to Charlie, I think he hugged Rayner and then just like took off. So the guy didn't get a chance to properly say it. But even fucking still, you watch every player before Charlie Cameron, you are not a low number. You are a higher number of the bunch. You've seen a lot of players go out before you. You can see them all, shake the hand, put the hat on, get the medal, then do your celebration. You've
it's a
also seen it
routine.
every year before. Every single year before you have seen it. So why do you think you can get up there and be like, no, I don't need to shake a hand, I'll be right.
Really, really just yeah. And
Yeah.
also as well, like Darcy Wilmot, um, bring it back.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, mid
Yeah.
2000s, the microphone will be there. You'd have to walk
Middle of the
around.
standard to go around it.
That's
Yeah.
where we got famous lines like "That's what I'm talking about," or Toby Thurston saying "cat dog." Like it's him going up and Hamish McLaughlin
Hamish
literally
shitting
doing.
himself.
He was doing limbo.
Nearly fell off the stage.
He shat himself. Cop that, hey? That's what you get for Monday night antics. And he screamed. I don't even remember what he screamed out. It was just nonsense. And
I'm like, yeah, he's like a lions. That's about it, to be honest.
I'm all for it. And that shows. Yeah, that actually gets everyone up and about, and everyone loves a bit of personality. We want a bit of personality. What would you say?
What I say when I get on there, I already know that I would stumble across my words. Did you hear in the Norm Smith how when Ashcroft went to say to the fans and he had a voice break? He was like, to the fans. That would be me. I would go out there to be like, fucking hell, good. I'd be like, fuck it. And then I just walk away. And I just walk off the stage. I'd be like, fucking, sorry, guys. And I just fucking beeline it back to the boys. They would give me a bunch of shit. I would be horrendous at, but it'd be a variation of fucking come on, and then get myself into a lot of trouble with the Channel 7 or whatever. What would you say? Because I don't know what I'd say.
I would just literally death stare into the camera, look directly into it, like I like salad.
I like salad.
Benchwarmers
I was
reference.
about to
Thank
say,
you.
someone been watching Benchwarmers in the last week.
Yeah, thank you. Either that or subscribe to the pair. Nah, you'd have to like, for example, like Brisbane. You play for Brisbane, you'd go up and like, if you want to be iconic and have a bit of personality, I can just guarantee you, I'm screaming Raw or
Yeah.
something.
Just doing a bit
You've
of
heard of Monday Night Raw. How about Saturday Arvo? Raw.
It just reminded me of the Ollie Henry thing where someone would definitely have gotten up there and just been like, Katy Perry, I love you. Just
See? Oh, what's that? Oh, from Don't Mess with the Zohan, where they're like, someone yells out, I love you, Mariah Carey. I love you, little man.
I love you, man. It's like the fucking Megamind too. I love you, Metro Man, and I love you, Random Citizen.
Katy Perry's up in her box and it's just like with her champagne bottle and it's like Darcy Wilmot's just run up and go, I love you, Katy Perry. And she'll be like, I love you, little lion.
I love you, little man, wherever you are. I can't even see you. I'm too fucking blind on these champagnes, but cheers.
That was great. Obviously, a very good presentation, and everything, and obviously leads perfectly into Katy Perry's performance because I think I love,
Yes.
and I was very, very satisfied to see her just still at the game, watching it, having a couple of champagnes, getting around the people in the front. I'm sure she was yapping,
Yeah.
giving her 2 cents in. But her performance, we put out our ratings yesterday. You gave an 8, and I gave a 7. That's because I couldn't hear her much over the sizzling. But I rewatched it back again today, and I just thought it was a lot better than it was portrayed.
Yes.
And I'm sick of these people coming out and saying, oh, why isn't the crowd all up and about moving? I'm like, well, they're performing to an audience that's rated between 18 to 45-year-old, predominant males, right? Some are female, some are kids. There is, they're not always going to be standing up, but she had a hell of a performance. It's a grand final. Have you ever seen a camera shot of someone at the Super Bowl where they're all bouncing around like that? No.
No, it's not that. It's never going to be that. No.
And the way she started it was phenomenal, riding in on the new Tesla.
I did see that tweet. I was going to say it is very much like that. The whole vibe that I was getting from what she was wearing to the goggles to like the stream thing coming out, I was like, this is fucking Men in Black. Like I was like, I am watching a Men in Black scene unfold in front of my eyes. And this is the thing I said before. I loved the whole theatrics of everything. Like some people are like, Jesus, it's a bit going on. I fucking liked it. I liked the whole thing. She used the whole ground. Like she didn't just like in years past, there'll be a tiny little stage in the middle and they'll just stand there and just sing into a mic and that's it. Whereas Katie was like, fuck this. I'm using the entire stadium to do a like lap. Like she was just going over and over and over. And I respect that because it means that everybody all around gets a decent view of something at some point. And it's nice. And I thought it was really good. And it's like that Super Bowl thing. Obviously, you're not going to get the crowds fucking flying. But like you said, people aren't there for her. People are there for the game kind of thing. And there's also still people like going to their seats. Like that is happening before the anthem, before the welcome to country, before the bounce. Like there are still people getting beers and people even coming into the ground. Like there isn't everybody there. So like not everyone's attention is fully focused on Katy Perry kind of thing. But I thought she did fucking well. I thought the whole theatrics of everything was actually very good. And like a solid, like one that I'll look back on a few years and be like, fuck, that was pretty good actually.
Well, it brings me to I really like that comment about how people are still getting to their seats and organising their shit. Honestly, the grand final day, the entertainment starts within 45 minutes before the bounce and everything like that. There should be a time limit to get to your seat. You should be in your seat with 45 minutes to go.
That's fair. I mean, like I guess like some people aren't obviously there.
If you're rocking up late to a grand final, you should not be going to a grand final.
You don't want to get there late. That's absolutely like an absolute no-go is do not get there late. Knowing my mum, she get there late. My mum
is up for the after party.
My mum is a get there at the bounce operator. Like she is a walking down to the seats as they're walking their positions kind of deal. So knowing my mum, she would be late to a grand final if we had to make one again. But
lucky you won't be going to one.
Yeah, I know. So what does it matter? But I agree in that for a grand final, especially, by the time Katie's performing, at least at the bare minimum, when the national anthem is going on, there should not still be people walking around the outside trying to find their seat. You should be fucking there. Like, you need to be in your seat, ready to go.
Yeah, I agreed. But Katie did dominate. The set list was unreal. She got ticked. I think she ticked every single box necessary for both modern age, us 10 years ago, running through year 8 with our iPods or what was the nanos.
Yes, the nanos. The
Yeah,
Apple nanos. I had a little green one. They're probably around here somewhere.
I had a tier one.
Yeah. Oh, checks out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know why are you saying checks out?
because you go for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, probably right then. But no, she was very, very good. Definitely something, we've obviously seen her do it before. Super Bowl. Surprised the Sharks didn't come out this time,
I was
but
gonna say, do you want to bring
uh,
the Sharks again? No.
no, she brought out the Tesla, which surprisingly reminded me of the old Mobile footy card, and then like a combination of throwing in the Priscilla bus.
Yeah. And the Batmobile making its way across the fucking.
Yeah, and it's just three completely different things coming together. But no, she ticked off every box. I thought she was fantastic. Was she better than Kiss last year? Probably a different sort of judgment on it
Very and
compared
different
to
fan bases. Yeah.
correct different um, musical genres as well. So hard to compete. I would probably say Kiss were a tad better,
Just yeah. Yeah.
better than Robbie. I thought.
Yep, I'll give you that. Better than Robbie. Um,
Um,
better than
Absolutely better than um, what were their names again? Who performed in 2020?
Shepherd and
Shepherd.
Tokyo. Shepherd and Birds of Tokyo, the two.
Birds of Tokyo were 2021, weren't
Oh yeah, better than both of those.
they? Absolutely. Not as good as Kath and Kim back in 2004.
Not quite as good as the Killers. I don't think the Killers were very good back in 2017.
And as you said in the tweet, shat on Meatloaf.
Shat on Meatloaf. Was a mile better than Meatloaf.
Someone posted Jimmy Barnes, John Farn singing The Voice back in 2009 in the middle of the crowd. And I was like, that is just, pull the pin.
I was gonna say that's when I think that was when people realized they were like, geez, you boys are you're probably done, eh? It's probably
If we ever bring back Jimmy Barnes again,
hey, no disrespect to Jimmy Barnes. I love the guy, but he is
no,
one.
we're now on a 3-run cycle where we've had great performances back to back to back now. So
You've got to hold strong here. Which I think we've had this conversation before, but which washed up artist is going to be the next one that they just sneak their way in there?
back the budget.
I'm holding out hope that it's Eminem. I'm just like it's not going to
Yeah.
be, but I
We've
am.
teased our own personal agendas on that.
Yes, absolutely. I have a
But
sneaking suspicion it's going to be Macklemore. I don't know what it is. I just like there's just this little part of me that thinks.
I can't hold us playing on grand final. It's
Oh,
unreal.
I know he did it for the NRL in 2017. I want to say
Ooh. Yeah, but since then you could probably throw in.
been a long time.
Anyway, well done, Katie.
He's a sniff. Yeah, well done, Katie. She was impressive. I'll give her that. She was very good. Good performance all round. Good way to kick off a shit grand final, Katie. Well done.
Well, she could have been the Norm Smith medalist.
Was many other fucking people out there that could have done much more. Jesus.
Also forgot she got Tina Arena to come out too.
Oh yeah, who would have been cooking in that fucking tinfoil whatever she was wearing, suit thing she was wearing.
Can people just wear normal clothes? Like, it's just fucking. You're on stage for 4 minutes. You're rising up on top of this beanpole thing.
T-shirt and shorts. Like just do it.
Rock the baggy clothes.
With Tonesy and I in whatever year she did it, and she just was an oversized T-shirt and some jeans.
Dance monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Just play something relaxed.
Tell you who did something very, very well and looked absolutely fantastic. And I actually have now all of a sudden clicked in my head about maybe what might be your stupid sexy later. Cody Simpson doing the national anthem.
Oh, I'll give you a hint. It's not that, but I tell you what.
I've now just all of a sudden thought maybe then I should have done that.
I forgot about that. I forgot that Cody Simpson did that.
He did. Now, he's a swimmer, singer. Pretty sure he's on Disney at one stage.
Yeah.
He seems like a Disney character.
Yeah.
One of them. One of the teenage shows, high school, probably the heartthrob. Maybe Home and Away.
He probably did do a home and away at some point.
I'm looking this up.
Derail the Cody Simpson chat, trying to figure out what he was in.
I want to figure it out. And while I load this up and have a look, his performance of the national anthem, and my friend was sitting next to me yesterday, literally turned to me and goes, "That was the most modest performance of the Australian
Yeah.
national anthem I've seen." And I love when they humble it.
Yes.
He put respect on our national anthem. I didn't even think that could happen.
He sung it like the most like opera, like just he didn't go anything fancy. He didn't bring his own guitar. He didn't fucking try and like make it all whatever. He was like, I'm gonna sing well within my capabilities, and he fucking nailed it. Kept it low, kept it strong. It was a very strong performance from Cody, and I think he just kept it at a spot, and then he held that last note, not too long. Sometimes they go a little bit too long. He held it just fucking perfectly. I also didn't think that's what Cody Simpson sounded like. I think the last
No,
time I heard a Cody Simpson song, he was like a higher pitched, like a Justin Bieber operator. That was what I was thinking in my head. And then I saw that and I went, never mind. I was wrong. Sorry, Cody.
he also looked really, really professional.
Yeah, suit, like fucking
Like
real.
that shirt was really ironed.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that was like he was pressed.
Very good.
Strong jawline, strong figure. Have you ever thought about taking up singing?
No, I have not.
I've heard your voice. Sounds voice. Anyway, so
Did you
after all
know
of that,
more in terms of Cody Simpson acting?
no, I didn't.
He won the Masked Singer once upon a time. That's all I know.
Someone did say that yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's all I know. And he dated Miley Cyrus for maybe a month or two. I don't know.
He's also born in January 1997, so he's 2 months younger than me.
Huh.
I'm recording a podcast on a Sunday afternoon, tired after 6 hours sleep and not feeling great. Successful swimmer, singer, and songwriter.
I know who I'd rather be.
Logan Morris in the spa at 7 a.m. with a premiership medal.
That's pretty good too, actually.
Which leads me to, everyone's talking about the game and they're like, oh, this got like fantastic. And Kyle Lohmann's first half was elite. And Callum Archie is just it was the leading goal kicker for Brisbane throughout the final series. And he was, the most underrated player at the side. Darcy Fort's performance in the ruck. You don't need $1 million ruckman to win a premiership. Harris Andrews being tagged by Luke Parker and kicked him away like a little annoying kid at kindergarten, even though he kicked 3 goals in the end, which was the most just
Very funny.
weird thing ever. Like we talk about the midfield, Dunkley was awesome. Zorko off half back, broke the tag of James Jordan, and was very, very successful. Lockie Neal was great. Berry was awesome. McLuggage had his great first half. Will Ashcroft is 20 years old and won a Norm Smith medal. I'm sure we'll talk about him in a second. And has a brother on the way as well, by the way, which means Brisbane are just going to be OP for the next million years.
Yep.
I don't care about on field because everyone's going to talk about it and how shit Sydney were and how boring they were and how much they've been pumped up to suggest that, that they're supposed to be the best team and hold that. Kick-ons. I've seen a few different pictures and posts and people eating Big Macs, bloke's so tired. A couple of people out to 6 a.m. Logan Morris didn't sleep. They're the advertised
Mhm.
people. Who do you reckon are really kicked on?
Now, just judging by obviously today is the grand final parade. They're doing it at Brunswick Street Oval in Fitzroy. They're doing, the classic, the post premiership parade that the players famously absolutely hate more than anything in the world. This is actually no, this one they don't mind. It's the one after this one where they have to do it to like all like the sponsors and the board members and stuff, and they have to go to like an actual nice dinner and behave themselves and be like thank you while they are literally pinging off the walls, right? So this one. This one I know they still don't love.
What a saying. Just imagine this is borderline promoting. I don't want to, but just, I don't know. You're just there eating your steak. You're chewing a little bit extra.
just jaw swinging a little bit easier that day. But
You need to
anyway.
touch yourself yesterday.
But they have the post grand final parade for all the families every day, and one of the photos that got posted is the classic one where the captains are holding up the cup. And you look at the photos, Harris Andrews looks like he's in pretty good nick. Look like he's going okay. And then you look at Lockie Neal. And it also doesn't help the fact that he's got that black eye already, but fuck, he looks like he hasn't slept. And if you are the Premiership captain, like you are Lockie Neal, you are one of the stars of the competition. You have been one of the stars of the competition for what, 10 years kind of thing. You may as well start fucking going. And I bet you he had a monster night. I bet you he was fucking going. And he would have got a call from Fags or the club president at whatever time this morning, being like, you better be on that fucking bus. And he's like, he's like, fuck. It's like, you're the fucking bus.
1 or 2 hours sleep. You just got to be on the bus. So I reckon judging by pictures, Hugh McLuggage.
Had a big day.
I swear that in one of the photos from this morning, his eyes were looking in different directions.
He is having a day. I feel like it's a lot of those younger guys, that younger brigade of lines, and they've got a lot of young players, like those 22 and under, like the Logan Morris, Darcy
Jasper
Wood,
Fletcher,
Jasper Fletcher, Will Ashcroft. They've got a lot
Cam
of young
Rayner.
guys. They got a lot of young guys that obviously are winning their first flags, and most of the whole team is really. But like, fuck those young boys, and like a lot of them are also like Melbourne based. Will Ashcroft, obviously, like his father, somebody lived in Melbourne for the majority of his schooling, kind of thing. So he'd have a lot of mates still around, and you already know that as soon as he won and he got his phone back, he was like, right, big day.
Yeah, you could say this morning Hugh McLuggage was Hugh McSluggage. Bit slow.
That one written down.
Got a good run over the last few weeks, I reckon.
It was definitely looking a bit slow. I mean, he earned it. That's the thing with all these ones. They earn it. They earn their right.
Ryan Lester.
Good. It was good on. It was good yesterday.
I'm just throwing some names out now. Might as well go back on field because we're dancing in territory we shouldn't. We go off field. Allegations are thrown around. Garrett Berry. Obviously, I've mentioned Kalamachi. Brandon Sasovic was taking intercept marks for fun.
Taking the piss he was.
Joe Danaher kicked 2 goals forward, the most Joe Danaher game.
Could have won the Norm. It was probably got 2 goals away from winning the Norm.
Possibly, and had a great celebration. And in all seriousness, if it is the end, which has been rumoured, and it's just the most random of rumours to come out before a grand final. The most random player to retire if he does, this kind of thing. And yeah, like you said, the night before, announced on a random radio show in Adelaide, BT's gone, you know what? Let's spice this up. This, I don't know what your thoughts are, but if it is a farewell, and if it is his time, I would love to consider his career ever since leaving Essendon a very, very successful comeback story.
Excellent.
From what he was. And yeah, I sit here now, I didn't really like him as a player because he was just to dominate Port, but a hell of a player.
Yeah,
and just by all means, hell of a bloke.
100%. And like, I think I spoke about him when obviously Hogan had won the comment in that I think I mentioned that he's one of those players that really excelled when he got away from the whole Melbourne loves footy kind of thing. Like in Melbourne, if you're a footy player, you are very, very popular. Like you are always in the media eye. Everything you do is in the media eye kind of thing. And he's one of those players that when he went to Brisbane, he obviously doesn't like doing media. He never speaks to media ever. So as soon as he went to Brisbane, he was like, I get a chance to just live my own life kind of thing. And that's what happened. He then just had the best time and started playing the best footy of his career. And like, it would suck if this is the last because he's arguably had his best year. He was so good this year, Danaher, and has been good pretty consistently. And like you said, like he may have his Joe Danaher games where he kicks 2-5, but he'll have 17 touches and he'll take 12 marks. And like, even though he kicked 2-4, I remember there's a goal that he set up at one point where he got the ball at about the 60. He ran in and he could have kept going and had a shot, but instead he just cut it back inside. Perfect kick to Archie, and it was like set up the next goal kind of thing. So if it is the end for Danaher, which I hope it isn't, because I really enjoy watching him play and I really love him as a footballer. I would love for him to kick around, but if it is the perfect way to go about it, you've come back to Melbourne, all your family's here, or a lot of your family's here. Neil was in the stand, like your dad's there, everything like that. Got to kick the last goal of the game, got to have a good way to go about it. He could just celebrate and then just be like, all right, I'm not going back to training. See you, boys. But like, he deserves it because he's had a really good career. And even when he was Essendon, everyone knew the talent that he had kind of thing. It was just the conversion and he'd struggled to, he didn't love the whole media side of things. But then went to Brisbane, let his footy do all the talking. And now look at him. Now he's had a very good career and won a flag. So can't ask for much more, to be honest.
Yeah, but it would just turn around and rock up day one of preseason, won't he?
Probably. And then he'll kick fucking 5 in the first week and say, well, why'd you think I was going anywhere?
Yeah, I know. It's just like, and I think as well, we won't really know for a couple of days because you'll let the dust settle.
He'll still party for a few and then be like, all right.
Which does remind me, I what the fuck was BT talking about?
I think it was that, maybe, but I don't know. Like,
Is it the fact that Sydney is still on the bus?
the fact they didn't rock up for the thing is it the fact that
We held
uh
a one-team grand final.
is it the fact that Hamish McLaughlin was doing the ceremonies at the end? Because BT, I don't know if you know, he's done that a couple of times. Was it the fact that
Logan McDonald had one touch.
yeah, yeah, that's why I'm confused. I have no idea what he was talking about. Maybe it's still to come. Maybe he got some false information. I don't know. But
Who
yeah,
won the longest kick, by the way, just out of interest?
they didn't do it this year.
I don't even know.
I don't think they did it this year. Now that I think of it, whoa! I usually love that. I don't think I did it at all.
Nah, surely.
Hang on a second.
Well, while you're holding on to that and you're doing that, we can guess on what BT was guessing if it wasn't
Yes,
Danaher.
yes.
Any ideas? Because I got nothing. I think I just used all mine. Also, while you looking that up, if you did find it, if not, then
Yes,
all good. I love that every single Brisbane player had a moment yesterday.
yes. I don't think there
Eric
was.
Hipwood. It
Yeah.
was the most Gumby Eric Hipwood thing to do is to slip over and your opposition player, you fooled him because you slipped.
Because he
And
was
then he's just lined it up and then done Acker.
The classic. I love that he did that. Also, like you said, the most Eric Hipwood thing to have ever occurred. Very quickly before I keep talking about this, no longest kick this year because there's works around the Yarra. There you go.
They
But
couldn't find a park.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, the Hipwood goal is one of those ones where you're gonna think about it in like 5 years and be like, how the fuck did he kick that?
Yeah.
Like it's like that one, and I'm thinking of it, the Langford goal for Hawthorn against I think it was West Coast in the pocket. Like you're
Yeah.
like, how do you fucking possibly kick that kind of goal? And Hipwood's one, the fact that he's kicked it on his left and it's done this outside swing. Nobody else in the fucking world would do that because you didn't mean to do it. And
Yeah.
it just as soon as it left his boot, you knew it was going in. You were like, fuck. You were like, that's going in. And he just stupid. Yeah, so stupid.
Well, that's stupid.
It was a stupid goal. But yeah, like you said, everyone kind of had like a moment, I think. Like everyone had a part of it. And I also loved the only player that didn't really have a moment was Jack Payne because he just does the minimum. And at one point, BT was like, it was the most underhanded compliment of all time from BT. It was like, I really like Jack Payne. He doesn't do anything he doesn't know how to do. He just sticks to it and he knows his capabilities. And that's BT being like, this guy can't really kick or do much, but he can defend. And that's all he does.
Yeah,
I was like, poor guy, fucking hell.
that's how we live life, BT.
I was like, what a poor guy. BT's just gone now. He can't do much, but what he can do. Thanks, BT.
Generally, is unbelievable.
Oh,
Even Conor McKenna came on. Conor McKenna's won two premierships. One in the AFL, one in Ireland, Gaelic.
yeah.
All before Essendon and won a final.
I was literally just about to say Conor McKenna in the time since Essendon last won a final. Conor McKenna has moved to Australia, got drafted to the AFL, to Essendon, in fact, retired from the AFL, moved back to Ireland, won a premiership with his hometown Gaelic team, come back to the AFL, signed for Brisbane, lost in a grand final, won a grand final.
I'll raise you. Logan Morris and Will Ashcroft, both born
Born.
after the last time Essendon won a final. And Will Ashcroft has won a Norm Smith and a premiership all in that time. So was Logan Morris. Logan Morris has spent more time, in a spa than Essendon have won a final.
It's sad that it's getting
Darcy
to the
fought.
It's sad that it's getting to the point now where players are that young and they're not even the new draftees. The players are that young that they are winning premierships after being born after Essendon won a final.
Reckon Essendon fans are sitting there like they're looking at Sydney, who lost the last four grand finals. They've won two of their six that they've been in since 2005. So Sydney have been in over 25% of the grand final since 2004. And you reckon Essendon fans are sitting there just going, oh, shut the fuck up.
You know what?
Stop whinging.
Every year since whatever fucking year, since like 2019, Brisbane have been in a semi-final every single time, right? And Essendon fans on the weekend had to go and see Aaron fucking Francis almost play in a grand final. They got to see Conor McKenna as the sub and then Joe Daniher dominate. There was three former Essendon players out there on the weekend, which might be the most from like a former team of the players that have moved kind of thing. And they had to sit and watch that. It is unbelievable how funny that is.
And then on the flip side, you watch Sydney run out looking at over the Brisbane coaching panel, and they've got Stuart Dew standing there in his maroon outfit, and he's a part of a fucking grand final winning team because they brought him on halfway through the year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, ever since he came on, I'm pretty sure Brisbane went like 12 out of 15.
Yeah, very good. Like overly good. And he had just come off. I think he went and helped the Australian cricket team, and then they won the T20 World Cup or the One Day International World Cup as well. So as soon as he left the Gold Coast, he's just fucking won everything since he left.
Do you know what's even funnier is the fact that he's standing there on AFL's biggest day, grand final day, and he knows that the bloke that took over from him at the Gold Coast Suns is a premiership coach who landed in the exact same position they did last time anyway.
He'd be so vindicated right now. I bet you right now, it's 4:30 my time, so the Lions will be well back on the piss by now. So like they've had their little morning where they have to do things. They will be well back into it by now. Shuiju is probably 14 deep. He probably didn't have to do anything in this thing this morning. Like he probably didn't have to even be there. So he would have been drinking from the moment he woke up again today, and fuck, he'd be loving life.
Do you reckon he walked around the MCG after the game and just pinpointed exactly each goal that he kicked as well? This guy, he's like walking
Grab
around with
Logan
like,
Morris by the scruff of his neck
yeah.
and here.
And Kyle Oman, it's like, oh, you think you kick goals? Well, let me show you something. And then he's just going to where he kicked one where Buddy gave him the handball, where he kicked one from 55, and he's just lining them up left, right, and center.
He's like, someone pass me a footy. I'll do it again.
And he would absolutely nail it.
Oh, 100%. He's that guy. Oh,
Shuju might be my favorite just football
personality.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. He's always up there, like every time. It's so
Just
funny.
wherever he goes,
I love
you
to
just
see him
know.
happy. I love to see the guy happy. Like seeing him
Yeah.
happy and smiling makes me happy. So I'm like,
My
going,
favorite video of him is him eating the lolly that someone threw for him. Like he was so grateful in that moment.
yeah, it's the best. He's so good. He's the best, Juju.
Or the fact when he absolutely blitzed Gold Coast on that documentary.
What are we
What are we
fucking doing? Oh fuck.
Happened again.
It's very good.
See what you do, Stewie. You bring us together.
Bringing the happiness out. Look at that. Oh fuck.
You're not getting this on Fox Footy's first crack.
Absolutely not. You're not getting in-depth analysis about what Stewie
We've
G.
talked about the stories. We've talked about everything that's happened on and off the field. We've ticked absolutely every single box. And there's one final box we've got to tick. Tick the fucking grand final of the day.
Uh, I saw a thing this week after another fucking thing about from one of the media people being like, I can't believe it's during the day, blah, blah. I saw a thing. I have never once in my entire being as a person had a conversation with somebody or seen a tweet or seen anything from a person that isn't in the AFL media that says we should move it to a night thing. The only people that have ever said it, ever, are the media people. They are the only people that have ever brought it up, ever spoken about it, ever mentioned it in a social media case. Nobody in the entire country thinks about it except for the media people. And yet every single year, like the fucking circus, it's just, it'll always be back and it'll always be fucking controversial. And you're like, how is this a thing still? Just let it be during the day. Like it's fine.
No, it's our tradition. Why do we have to be? We've had this conversation before. But it literally is just the media people. They're pushing a narrative that's just not there.
It doesn't exist. Exactly.
No one is complaining. You know, we talk about the list. I'll list you a few things, right? Day grand final presents the opportunity of bright sunshine, perfect day. We look at footy and we go, that's a good day for footy. We don't ever say that at a night game.
Night game. No, you don't. Exactly.
You never say that at a night game. You look at a day grand final and it's picturesque. It's so aesthetically pleasing. You look at a night grand final and you're not getting the same like gratification
The energy
from
as the
yes, correct, but also you're not getting that when you're looking at the crowd color as well, like we like to talk about. You're not getting a shiny performance from Katy Perry in the day. Or you might be like, oh well, fireworks going up in the sky, it looks even better at night. No, you're not getting the opportunity to go back for dinner or to have an opportunity to go party on with the team or be around, after the game. If you're going to move it, twilight would be best. You get the best of both worlds, such and such. People can ease into it, but the 2 o'clock or the 2:30 start is our thing. It's no one else's. We don't have to be like other people. We can just be like us. And that has been a life lesson, not just for football, but for everything.
Yes.
Just be yourself.
Exactly. It's infuriating that people try to change it. The only people or fans that I would understand that would be upset about it would be WA fans. And I get that. You're in a fucking different fucking universe to everybody else. You're a very long way back. And
Your own country.
and like I get that. That's fine. But 2:30 is perfect, right? Like you wake up, you've just sort of rolled out of bed, you get yourself a coffee, you get yourself breakfast, whatever. You start going to a mate's house, you go to a family's house, whatever, at like 12:30, you start rolling in, you get the sweep sort of. If you have a night grand final, right, And I was literally thinking about this morning. You have a night grand final. All anyone wants to do in grand final today is drink and like have fun with their mates, kind of thing. So what that does is that opens up. You still get there at like 1 because you're like, yeah, we'll just drink through the day, get excited for the footy, and then watch, kind of thing. By the time it hits 7, you've probably already got a headache. You're like, some people will be too fucking drunk to even watch the footy. You miss the good vibes of it, kind of thing. You miss all that, the after party, the whole thing of you win a grand final and you go and party afterwards. That changes from a nice time where you can be like, oh, it's 6 now. Okay, now I can get dressed. Then I can go out, get home still safe, kind of thing. If you then move the grand final tonight, you're going out at 11:30 or 11 once everything's done. Your night will be over in an hour, 2 hours if you whatever. You are reducing the ability to actually celebrate it properly, kind of thing. And people think it's if you move it at the night, it's more of a spectacle thing. But the spectacle isn't just the game; it's what comes afterwards. It's the celebration of afterwards and everything about it, everything around it, kind of thing. And you don't want to ruin that by having people drink themselves to the shit by the time it hits the game and then barely be able to watch the game at all. I know a few mates and everything that in the night grand finals that we've had before, that 2021 and then in 2021, they like went to the races that day. Like it was like the Caulfield Guineas that day. And then by the time it hit 7 for one of the games, they're like, fuck, I can't even fucking, like, I'm cooked. And like people missed the game because they were tired and wanted to sleep. And it's like, you may as well put it early, get to watch the game in broad sunlight. You get to watch it outside if you fucking have a good enough day, and then celebrate afterwards. Like, why not?
I'm gonna put it better myself.
Yeah. It- don't change shit if it's not broke. This is another thing. This is the whole fucking thing, like the free kicks. Why fix things that aren't broken? If it's not broken, if everything is fine about it, do not fucking change it. It's fine.
Media's fault.
It's that's what I'm saying. I've never seen anybody complain about it except for the media, so I don't know. I don't know.
Keep the day grand final. Keep everyone happy. Grand final can always be stupid sexy then.
I actually knew that was coming, that one too. I was like, I thought you were going to go, it just looks stupid sexy, but that works too.
Oh, well, sorry to disappoint. Clearly, just
Not
I'm
disappoint.
so sorry to not live up to the expectation and say it the way you want.
No, I just have it as a game within my own brain of when I can guess when you're doing it. You
I
feel
just said stupid sexy. It doesn't mean we have to do it. Like, we're gonna do it. That segment.
Ah. Do the thing.
Stupid sexy.
AFL players.
I just realized I didn't have my glasses on.
No, you don't have your glasses on. Are you able to still see things?
Weird that you bring that up with stupid sexy in mind.
You know what I meant.
Thanks, Homer. Now, just so I can get a better view, I've managed to just Clark Kent my way into this.
Yep. Looking beautiful, as
Clark
always.
Kent. Yeah. Works.
It works. Absolutely.
Anyway, let's get stupid sexy.
Just fucking
wanna
straight for the
Do you wanna go
chin
first? Actually, let me refrain from it and just, do you want to go first?
stroke. Yes, I can go. That absolutely derailed me. Oh my goodness.
Normally what happens.
Okay. Why is stupid sexy this week?
Derail!
So this week, I don't know if you noticed this as well. This is related to my stupid
What are you
sexy.
doing with your hand?
I was trying to fucking scratch out an itch.
What are you doing with your hand? Okay.
Continue. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know if you noticed this week, but the grand final, the ads around the grand final, there's a lot of different ones. There's a lot of ones that that haven't been like shown over the year. And there was one ad that happened right before the game that really
Mhm.
piqued my interest, right? And everybody knows that Brownlow Medal night, what they do at the start is they get the tallest man and the biggest
No,
man. They get the biggest man that they can to come in and
no.
carry this case. I don't know if you think, I don't think you know this is what I'm sorry. At Brownlow Medal night, they get the biggest man they can possibly find to carry a case in and put it on the desk to make it look all important, whatever. Amy Insurance. They have this ad, and they saw it at the start. I think I saw it at halftime too, about the ball, about bringing the match ball to the thing. And Abby Holmes talks about, oh, it's arrived kind of thing. And the man that walks in holding the briefcase is none other than the barometer, Reese Matheson. Now, everything has been said about Reese Matheson over the last
No,
year.
you're not.
Why wouldn't I?
No, you're not.
Why wouldn't I?
You,
Have
you
you seen
no.
the pipes on Reese Matheson?
Yes.
That man is now. I saw it the other day. He had a yell thing because the SADA came to his house at like 3 in the morning, which is very funny. But that man is as big as you will ever see a human. And I don't know what it was. I loved the fact that they were like, who's the biggest guy we can find? Let's get Reese Mathis. And he's looking good, Reese. He's
Didn't
looking good.
notice it on first look, but he looked like a long-haired Ryan Reynolds, just for a
Yeah.
bit of.
Yeah. Got the beard and then the long flow, and then he's jacked. And I'm like, this is great. Like I love that Reese Matheson is doing this now. He's like, fuck it. And Amy would have called him and be like, can you just please, you don't have to say anything. He's got to hand a briefcase to Abby Holmes, and he would have been like, fine, I'll do it. And I just loved seeing him there. I loved it all. And yeah, that man he's a mammoth. He's a big, big boy. And he's the barometer for piss tests everywhere.
I can't believe you put Reese Matheson.
Why wouldn't you put Reese Matheson in here?
Did it say it was called Stupid Sexy?
If you're trying to look me in the eyes right now and tell me that Reese Matheson does not qualify for stupid sexy, and once upon a time you put Max Holmes in this segment, I will fucking sit
All
back.
right, Luke Bruce.
Luke Bruce
Get
shits
off the
on
tit and shut up.
Reese Matheson is absolutely stupid sexy.
That ad was very, very good, actually.
It was a good ad. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it.
It's a big ad, but it was a very, very good
Yeah,
ad.
no. Nothing is ever going to beat. It's a big ad.
Very confused me about like footage and then the actual transition.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they
Confusing.
also tried to make it so that it was like they didn't do the big ad break into it. Like it was like they like JB would stop talking and then they'd go the ad. I think that's what Amy thought was going to happen, but it was really awkward because it would like fade away and then all of a sudden it'd come back and Abby Holmes is talking again and you're like, ah, you almost got it.
Reese Matheson, hey,
That's stupid sexy.
managed to get closer to the change rooms than Mitch Robinson on game day, and also managed to enter Stupid Sexy. He's going to be filthy.
You should be an angry boy.
Pipes Matheson,
The pipes, man. Bang bang.
Anyway, I'm actually going to put someone in that has some logical reason to go into it and actually played a game of football for Brisbane on the weekend. Stupid, sexy AFL players.
We've abandoned the AFL players long ago.
Yeah, you're right. I have a gripe against Reese Matheson, that's all.
That's fair.
Anyway. Mine goes to Kyle Lyman,
Yes, absolutely. The man himself.
who everyone thought is Will Ashcroft. Bit of Miles Bergman, Jason Horne-Francis, and you pointed this out to me. It's just something about the blonde people that play this game of football.
All look the same.
But Kyle Lyman does it best. Cobra Kai, they call him.
Yes. I saw those signs. I saw the banners.
Mm. And I never really looked at him that way, but does a very good job for himself.
When he shit in front of that guy in the middle presentation after the game, it was like,
It's like, boy, if you not going to say the comment I was going
I
to.
was gonna say, I think I know what you were about to say.
Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai. Kai Lime, Kai Lime, eh? Well, after your performance, you made me feel Kai Hyman.
Oh man.
Welcome to Stupid Sexy.
This is what happens every week.
Cobra
For those that are watching their first time, this is
Will be the last.
our annual derailing.
Mhm.
We've had some moments in this over the years.
Yeah. But when push come to shove, we rock up, unlike Sydney.
At least we showed up for our grand final episode. Unlike probably 7 players that I could name on the Sydney lineup, including their entire forward line.
Yeah, but you know what? You and I, no matter the cause or the situation, we just hit the target. We hit the moment. We know when to nail it. Nick Blakey doesn't.
Nick Blakey had a shocker.
Also, shout out to the one City player that has should never get any disrespectful comments or anything said about him is Will Hayward. Thank you so much for winning us cash
First goal
yesterday.
scorer for both of us.
Yeah, just know how to kick goals. You do, Will.
Or just the one this week. One goal from 6 touches for
Yeah,
me.
singular. There's no
But it was
plural for it,
enough. It was all we needed.
but it's just what we wanted.
Yep. I also didn't know it was him that kicked it at the time because I saw the goal go in and I knew Amadi had the free kick originally. And so I'm sitting there like, who was it? Ah, who was it? And I was sitting there waiting. And then I saw it just cut to Will and I was like,
Oh, we all were like that too. It was literally, I saw his head in the bottom corner of the TV and I was like, is he running or does he just kick that?
I was like, I
And then
don't
the
know.
ball's bounced in and then it zoomed in and we're like,
So
it
thank
was
you.
Will Hayward, not Will Wayward.
I've actually never heard that about him before.
Can I say? I'm an original
All of
orchestrated
the
human
greats. I was
being.
going to say that's very, very good. You've done very well there. That needs to be saved for the next time. Will Hayward has like a 1 goal 4 game. Reel that one out.
I'm an entrepreneur
You just
with words.
you got it. You're a
I
wordsmith.
build stacks. Unlike Sydney, have many cracks. Get it? Because cracks at grand finals and they lose them and they just can't do it. Anyway, I think we're done.
Grand final episode. There it is. Nailed it.
Congratulations, Brisbane, Chris Fagan, to everyone that's a Brisbane supporter. Well deserved. Great story. Come from literally nowhere to even secure a final position, let alone get it all away and win a flag. So very happy. One of the great stories, and to smash a team that was on top all year. It's really good.
Incredible. Like, if you'd have told me, however many weeks ago when I think it was Lockie Ash kicked a goal to put the Giants up 44 points in the third quarter or the second quarter, whatever it was, if you'd have told me then that the Lions were going to win the premiership, this is where I wish I had the fucking sports almanac and I had a fucking DeLorean to go back. Because man, I would absolutely hammer it. The odds at that point would have been
You
gamble
do what?
gamble responsibly, but the odds at that point, I would have fucking hammered that like $2,000 to 1 fucking bet, and I would have put everything I had on it. And look at them now. Look at them now. The Lions.
You're gonna hear me roar. That is quite literally every Brisbane fan at their climax last night.